Lady got deported back to Haiti after living in the United States for 42 years. And this is what her living conditions look like.
Girl, this the kitchen right here where people cook.
Now, for those not looking at the screen, they are looking at a scene in Haiti, and it is the tin shacks, the absolute poverty of Haiti. And the kitchen doesn't even look like a kitchen. It wouldn't even pass for a basic American garage. There's no plumbing, electrical system, or anything like that.
You probably can't see it good. It's the kitchen, girl. And girl, let me show you the bathroom. This is where you take a shower at.
Okay, this is clearly slum living, and the shower is nothing but 4 sheets that make a square with a hole in the center where everybody, I guess, sits down and goes to the restroom. It's one hole, you go one at a time, but your only privacy is the 4 very dirty sheets.
And let me show you where you use the bathroom at. You see that hole?
Okay, so it's the shower was the first one. My apologies. And then this one looks like a piece of stone, basically with a hole cut out in the center, again covered by 4 sheets. This is really different from what I typically focus on my channel. But one is to give the audience exposure that I do like to focus on other things from time to time. But really, for me, and again, as you know, this is not a political channel in any way, but to state facts doesn't necessarily mean you have to draw in politics. We are simply looking at her, standard of living. I was born in Saigon, Vietnam, and when we went to the restroom, I was born in yeah, I was given up very young to an orphanage because, the Vietnam War was going on, and we used to line up against the wall, and it was just a big old bench. Think of it as a bench built into the wall, and in that bench are a bunch of holes, okay, side by side, and everybody sits down, and you pee and poop right there, and then somebody would come and take a big bucket of water and flush it down the first hole and would flush through the whole thing. I'm very blessed. I was able to be adopted at the age of 4 and a half, and I got out of there before I was really truly aware that I was living in poverty. It was my only knowledge. I knew nothing else. Okay. There was no American lifestyle that I had anything to compare to. So this is part of my interest in seeing like this. But also the fact that I'm naturalized, it's just amazing to me. I sometimes think to myself, oh my gosh, what would have happened if something had gone wrong with the papers? Oh, yes. And it does happen. What would have happened if something had gone wrong with my sisters? We're all naturalized. We all have our papers and everything. But it's just the whole idea that you're talking, this person was deported after 42 years of US living, regardless of how you feel about the politics. That's not what I'm focusing on. I'm focusing on you're just looking at these squalid living conditions. These are the type of conditions that if somebody was genuinely begging from, I would have to give, a little bit to a lot of grace. Okay. This is on Haiti. The conditions here, it's just horrible.
Okay. Now, this where this young lady and her son, she pregnant. She let me stay until I can get out of here or get on my feet. Look, girl, look, this her son. We all sleep on one bed.
Okay, so we're talking again, this is slum shacks, right? That doesn't even qualify as a garage in an American, housing code. There's a kid there at the end of the bed, looks to be about maybe 5, 6 years old, like he's just getting ready to start school. And one bed for the announcer or the person that's the TikToker and a pregnant woman and like I said, a 5, 6-year-old boy. and everything is just sheer poverty. Oh, I see another little kid there too.
Life is hard up here, girl. 5 years old was the last time I was in Haiti.
Okay, so let's take a look at her. I was adopted at 4.5. It would be like shipping me back to Vietnam. All right. I've been in the United States clearly all these years. So about 54 years. And it'd be like someone shipping me back. And here's the sad part. Vietnam would be a blessing compared to going back to Haiti. All right. What Vietnam is today. If someone said Haiti or Vietnam, I'm not talking about country loyalty. All right. I'm not talking about that. Not saying one citizen is worse than the other. Okay. But what I am talking about are the economic and poverty conditions and opportunities. So, wow.
I have lived in U.S. all my life. I was forced to be living back in Haiti due to deportation. My life here is not stable, is uncivilized. I'm seeking the community's support and help to relocate to a better place where I can find work, housing, and the basics of life.
Idris Michelin moved to South Florida when he was just 3 years old. Now at 32, he's back in Haiti with his American wife. He says he committed a crime and now he's living the consequences.
I still don't feel like I'm home. I still feel like I'm just roaming. I feel uneasy.
For the past few weeks, Idris Michelin and his wife Yamil have been walking the streets of Haiti, trying to mentally accept that this is now home.
I lived in the country 30 years. I never got in trouble, but I made a mistake. My morals became corrupted.
Idris was deported after serving 25 months in federal prison and 9 months in ICE custody. He was convicted of getting an illegal PPP loan back in the summer of 2020.
That's the paycheck protection, COVID. Oh my God. Okay. All right.
He was living in the United States as a permanent resident, graduated from Southridge High School, and went on to Miami-Dade College. He was a licensed realtor and insurance broker. After serving his sentence earlier this month, Michelin was deported to Haiti on a flight with 120 people.
Your ankles are getting cut up. Your hands are shackled together. You know, they're telling you, hey, if there's a plane crash, you're going to grab this from here and you're going to put this on your face. How?
He says once in Cap Haitian, they were given $100 and released to family. His wife was waiting.
There's people that left only 2-3 years ago that are afraid to come here, and she's here.
The temporary protective status, or TPS, for more than 330,000 Haitians will end on February 3rd of next year. Without any other immigration protections, some may find themselves, like Idris, back in Haiti.
It's very limited here. So if you're going to be dropping tens of thousands of people in one location, and these people live all over the country, but they're not going to be able to get home. There's bandits blocking the road in certain areas.
The two took a helicopter and a bus to get to Petit Guave, where Idris has family. He says they have resources others may not.
And now that I'm here, you know, to countries, the people are wonderful. The people work hard, but they're trying to overcome obstacles, and I'm here trying to overcome obstacles as well.
Settling down is the next step.
All right. I'd like to know in the comments, if you feel comfortable, would you be willing to go back to Haiti? Because that's the country we're talking about with the economic conditions. If your spouse was caught doing PPP loans, in other words, it's illegal activity that got him deported. It wasn't even, just regular deportation or expiration of visa, whatever. It was, you had a permanent residency, probably one of the best gifts in the world, regardless of what you think of, administrations, past, present, and future. One of the best gifts, and I'm telling you this as someone that's born in Saigon, Vietnam, that you can be given in the entire world is access to countries like the United States, and to be given permanent residence. I'm not a permanent resident. I am a naturalized citizen, and all my siblings are. And there was a story a while back, and it was about some guy, and it turns out his adoptive parents never got him naturalized. He wound up committing a crime, and he was deported. I think it was back to Korea, I believe he was deported to. Okay. And of course, I was born in Saigon, Vietnam. So this guy stupidly says, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get some illegal PPP money because that's more important than being a permanent resident of the United States. And they probably are going to be better off in Haiti. I mean, looking at his wife, she looks attractive, well together. She probably not probably, she appears to have skills and all that. But I kind of wonder, did she know about the PPP loan stuff? And would you be willing to go back to a country like that and live there? Because I'm telling you, he's never been able to come back to the United States again. I don't even think that's a 10-year ban. I think that's probably a lifetime ban. You were out for, basically felony charges and all that. I don't know if I could do it. Because you took PPP money and I supposedly knew nothing about it. See, sometimes people don't think about the value of what they have because certain things like citizenship can be taken so much for granted that now in my case, because I'm an naturalized citizen and stuff, I, I, I don't worry, I'm not committing no felonies, okay? But it wouldn't get me shipped back. And of course, I was in the 70s and stuff. That would not happen to me today. I'm not on a green card. I'm not on a temporary status visa or anything else. All right. But just the whole idea that somebody can have that gift. And I think because you take it so much for granted, people do. And so he frittered it away. What on stupid PPP activity? So these are the consequences of his actions. And he's very fortunate. He's got a wife who decided to go with him. But sometimes I wonder how long that will actually last when perhaps the economic realities hit her as well.